Ghana's 2018 to 2030 Education Sector Strategic Plan seeks to deliver quality education service at all levels that will equip learners in educational institutions with the skills, competencies, and awareness that would make them functional citizens who can contribute to the attainment of the national goal. While the country has made significant efforts to close the gaps of access and gender inequality in school enrollment and retention, the barriers of inadequate teaching and learning materials and availability of well-trained teachers, poverty, and challenging commutes pose a threat to many school children, especially girls. The performance of the girl student remains significantly low in comparison to the boys in the subjects of mathematics and science at both the basic and secondary education levels.
My best school, my first best school, but my ban son, my son, and until ban my son, until and no crown a year, I make a certain meaning. I've said, men, a janine and dear, and ma. Me send a mission dear na manoko a biomunson wa me pon school cotton one dear and son of my coffee. Me do feel na dear so na this yana crano. I had dear mammy say, Miss Mission, I had dear many look not my quaquanta.
In 2021, the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service, launched the promotion of girls' competency in math and science with gender-responsive pedagogy project. This initiative, implemented from 2021 to 2025 in the central and eastern regions across 10 selected districts, 400 schools, 3,000 science and math teachers, and approximately 44,000 students, focuses on supporting junior high schools to enhance girls' competencies and interest in mathematics and science. Through these efforts, the project addresses educational disparities and promotes gender inclusivity in STEM fields. KOICA seeks to contribute to Ghana's broader education policy goals of achieving gender equity in learning outcomes and fostering greater female representation in STEM fields by working closely with school management teams, parents, local leaders, and community structures. Guided by a clear theory of change, the project addresses the multiple interconnected barriers that hinder girls' full participation in STEM education. These barriers fall into four main categories: teacher capacity and pedagogical factors, students' interest and achievement, community awareness, and accountability. To tackle these challenges holistically, the project combines targeted interventions that strengthen both the learning environments and community support systems, and these include teacher training and support to build the capacity of mathematics and science teachers to deliver lessons using gender-responsive pedagogies, girl-friendly environment and sanitation facilities to make schools safer and more supportive for girls, provision of relevant, locally adaptable teaching and learning materials for math and science subjects to reinforce classroom learning and sustain students' interest and confidence in STEM, and supporting the strengthening of school operation and management capacity through the development and updating of monitoring tools with the Ghana Education Service. At the end of the 5-year project period, data shows evidence that the Girls STEM by KOICA project has indeed been impactful and reached its intended objectives of enhanced national STEM capacity and gender equity in education. Through the development of training materials and manuals, gender-responsive pedagogies and teacher learning circles, science and mathematics teachers' capacities have been strengthened. These outcomes were made possible through comprehensive teacher trainings and regular peer learning activities under the teacher learning circles.
Previously, I had challenge with the teaching of some of the topics like basic electronics, chemical compounds, and others. But through synergy and the collaboration during KOICA activities, which I involved myself so much. I've gained mastery over those topics, and then also I've also tapped certain skills and abilities from other colleague teachers, and then helped me to teach or deliver my lessons at ease.
Statistically, only the treatment group showed consistent improvement, indicating that the project contributed to strengthening teachers' application of gender-responsive teaching strategies and teacher self-efficacy. At baseline, teacher self-efficacy, which was at 85.9%, rose steadily to 90.6% at Endline. Although the increase is modest, the positive trend contrasts with the decline observed in the control group, indicating a likely project effect. Given an already high baseline levels, the project helped sustain and reinforce teachers' confidence and belief in their instructional capacity.
I believe the content of mathematics is the same content elsewhere, but the pedagogies being applied. What are the Western world doing that we are not doing? If we are using the same content, it means they have the teaching learning materials, the teaching aids, that they are able to get the contents to the children with different methodologies. So I believe KOICA coming through is an add-on where they are going to build capacities of teachers, because teachers are already doing it. So the new ways of doing things, bringing on board, I believe will push us, the teachers, also to have new ways of looking at the content, which will also, in a way, boost the morale of the girl child to come to appreciate the subject.
The introduction and implementation of after-school classes, gender clubs, maths and science camps and quiz competitions have resulted in improved student learning of science and maths.
The gender club, when we started, we needed to get executives for the club, and these girls were able to come out. Now they hold responsible positions in the gender club. And what quality have they learned so far? Leadership skills. So they have acquired these skills and they are using it in their houses, their communities, and the school setting also. It used to be that when we finish the normal class work, whether you understand or you don't understand, that is it. But now with the KOICA project, the after school class, during that period, particular attention is paid to those who couldn't get the concept at a normal class. And so they are having more time to learn some of these things, and they are moving at a good pace with the rest of their colleagues in class.
When I was in primary, I was performing very bad in science and mathematics. But when I came to JHS, I saw that some of my seniors are involving in science and maths quiz. And after their BEC, their results showed very good grades. So I decided to join the quiz and take the subject serious so that I will also have good grades after examination.
These outcomes were made possible through inclusive learning initiatives, from gender clubs and mentoring sessions to interactive science camps that helped students see themselves as problem solvers. Engaging the students' interest in science and maths out of a score of 50, a baseline survey conducted indicated the interest of boys to girls in science was at 29.1 and 29.6 respectively. At Endline, however, a measured interest rate of boys to girls rose moderately to 37.1 and 37.0 respectively. Nevertheless, as overall interest levels remain below 40, continued and structured efforts are needed to sustain and deepen students' engagement in science learning. Again, in line with the project objective of increasing students' competencies in mathematics and science, we observe a rise from 10.6 to 20.0 for mathematics and 20.5 to 31.9 for science. students in the treatment schools achieved better learning gains than those in the control group, indicating a positive impact of the project. Yet, as overall achievement levels remain modest, continued efforts will be essential to sustain and deepen these early improvements. It is worth noting that at the project Endline, students in the treatment group demonstrated a better improvement in mathematics and science achievement than those in the control group, with girls outperforming boys overall. A plausible evidence of the impact of the Girls STEM by KOICA project is seen in the 2024 Basic Education Certificate Examination results for Maths and Science in the project beneficiary schools. The BEC pass rate for mathematics in the treatment schools increased steadily from 60.0% to 70.9%, while control schools declined from 68.3% to 55.6%, demonstrating a clear and sustained treatment effect. The BEC pass rate in science for treatment schools also rose steadily from 63.2% to 71.8%, while control schools remained nearly flat, indicating a clear and sustained intervention effect. This consistent upward trend suggests that project-supported improvements in teaching and learning environments have translated into measurable academic gains, though continued reinforcement is needed to deepen the impact. Treatment schools again demonstrated improvements in the availability of teaching and learning materials, particularly science experiment resources, alongside strengthened pedagogical practices. Together, these improvements are considered one of the factors contributing to the observed gains in students' mathematics and science performance. To sustain the successes chalked in the school environment, the activities of community awareness, parent-teachers association meetings, and continuous monitoring were employed for a strengthened education management system. Through collaboration between schools, parents, and local authorities, awareness of the importance of girls' education has deepened, turning schools into shared spaces of responsibility and change.
The community know the importance of girls' education because the girls went out to educate the community. So they are now pushing their children to go to school. On the part of the teachers, they've learned teamwork. They've learned new methods of teaching, new pedagogical skills and new methodology in teaching. Now they have extra patience for the child. They are trying to pull everybody along. They don't want to leave any child behind. Then they are teaching them hands-on, practical things to do. Now with the girls, they are now very assertive. They love the subject, maths and science. They are no longer scared about maths and science.
The distribution of monitoring scores has gradually shifted upward and become more concentrated between 85 to 95%. Indicating not only an improvement in overall compliance, but also a stabilization of school management quality over time. This trend suggests that repeated monitoring and feedback mechanisms have matured into an institutionalized performance management system.
These girls were able to explain the concept of KOICA to their parents and to the community, and the parents are so happy. Now that KOICA has equipped us with this, if the program ends, it will continue from there fully, so that all the investment of KOICA will not be in vain.
An evaluation at the end phase of the promotion of girls' competency in maths and science with gender-responsive pedagogy project demonstrates that the STEM intervention delivered substantial progress in teacher pedagogy, student engagement and achievement, with particularly strong benefits for girls in the 400 schools across Ghana's eastern and central regions. In addition, a multi-level governance structure has been established across the central, district, and school levels.
We are facing the dramatic technical change, for example, the AI and the digitalization and so on. And the STEM, the science and the mathematics education is very much root of those dramatic transformation of the modern society. So we cannot emphasize more of the STEM's importance, and that is why we continue to support this field of the STEM education.
Despite the limited implementation period, the project succeeded in triggering visible and lasting improvements in classroom practices and learning environments. To sustain and expand these achievements, continuous investment in teacher development, learning resource provision, menstrual health infrastructure, and systematic monitoring will be essential.
The most impressive things regarding to this project is we get a concrete result from this project. The more students get past the PETSE, it's the most impressive things. So I think that the key factor for this successful result is the collaboration between KOICA and Ghana Education Service.
The project experience illustrates the transformative potential of integrated, gender-responsive STEM interventions to advance educational equity and excellence across Ghana's schools.
The program is very laudable, and the successes that we have all chalked together is so remarkable. And I think we wish ourselves kudos, everybody, right from the students to teachers to coordinators at all levels, districts, regional, and then national. And then our Director General and the Minister for Education, you could see that everybody is super excited, and I'm equally happy. Because as we all know, STEM is the way forward. STEM is the future. Without science, without mathematics, without technology, where lies our country?
The Ghana Education Service expresses its sincere appreciation to the people of the Republic of Korea and KOICA for their unwavering partnership in strengthening STEM capacity and promoting gender equity in education.